Oh, sure, yeah. I threw away the briefcase and the crutches and all that stuff. Yeah. And the crowbar, everything. Handcuffs, everything. I get mad at myself a few weeks later because I'd have to go out and buy another pair. I mean, it's not comical, but that's what would happen. Well,
I think the Spanish test is pretty darn good, if you ask me.
that's what she said. Unless she was hallucinating. She said everybody called her George.
George?
That's what she said. Or how about that? She used a safety pin because apparently her blue slacks were a bit too big. Or that's about all I know. I mean, I suppose it was this. I'm sure there are bits and pieces that'll come back to me, but there wasn't a lot. Obviously there wasn't a lot of conversation. But talk about details coming back. I couldn't find one of the shoes, so I thought it was there, but it wasn't. So I went back. This was the next day. Got on my bicycle, rode back to that little parking lot. I knew there were police all over the place by that time, but I was kind of nervous because, and I'll tell you why in a minute, because I'd left and my car had been parked there. So I may have seen it. Now something was found there that might connect me. So I went back to that parking lot and I found both the pierced earrings and the shoe laying in the parking lot at about 5 in the afternoon. So I surreptitiously gathered them up and rode off.
After the police had checked that area?
Well, you can tell me. I'd seen them. I'd seen whole streams of them driving around all over the place, but they were concentrating on places like the park, nearby park. I don't know if I bet you they couldn't have looked in that parking lot and missed the white patent leather clog and the 2 white pierced earrings, hoops. More than 2 weeks before that, I have been using the same modus operandi in the same neighborhood, in front now of the same sorority house George Ann Hawkins disappeared from. I encountered a girl going out the door and asked her to help me. Walked her all the way to that lot. 11 o'clock on a Friday night. And I was drunk. I was drunk and I was just babbling on, and I told her I worked in Olympia, that I lived in a rooming house. I mean, I was just, I was horrified later on. But, yes, more or less, but yes. That was basically part of the MO at that time, yeah. But got all the way to the car, and this would happen sometimes, and just said, no, I don't want to do it. I said, thank you, see you later. She walked away. But after the Hawkins thing, I was, just paranoid as hell that this girl would say, something weird happened to me a couple of weeks ago. This guy came along with crutches and asked me to help him. He took me to a Volkswagen, said he worked in Olympia and lived here in the University District. And how many people could that apply to? So, there you are. But of course, after, in June, after a week, it's, what with all the local wildlife, there's not much left.
Were you going back to that scene to commit sex acts?
Well, I don't want to talk about that right now. We will talk about it someday, but I don't really have enough to give you the background on that. I want us to work into that.
Okay. Did you ever bury anybody?
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, in my, you might say, my more coherent, not coherent. That's when I was really going all out and took my time. Yeah, I did. And I mean, it's quite clear. I mean, there's no question about it. Almost without question, those who have been found were not, and those who haven't been found were buried. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Where is she?
Well, she's up in the mountains. Excuse me. Up in the Cascades. Yeah. I mean, that night is like some kind of dream, you know, very blurry, very nightmarish, and I have trouble piecing it together. But it's going to take me a while to work on that one.
Okay.
I had as I sometimes had, a bottle of wine in the car, and was just, among other things, extremely
So I get
drunk.
an idea about timing
Mm-hmm.
for that 2 hours or hour.
Well, Bill, I could corroborate something on virtually every one of these. I mean, almost without a doubt on every one of these in one way or another. I mean, that's I don't think anybody doubts that I've done some bad things. The question is what, of course, and how, and maybe even most importantly, why. I'm not,
Well, most of the people that are coming,
make no bones about it. I am looking for an opportunity to tell the story as best I can in the way that makes sense to me, and the way that'll help not just you or the families, but that's very important, but also to help my own family. You see, I saw the look in my stepson's eyes yesterday after he had been told for the first time that, you see, he's always believed in his heart. I mean, he always wanted to believe that I had never done anything like this. As hard as it may be for you to believe that, there are people who do believe that, and there are people close to me who believe that. And to see the look in his eyes confirmed my worst fears. See, he says, "Could you?" He was just absolutely astounded. He couldn't understand. And he was writing me questions, just furiously writing questions. I could see that that he was, how really bewildered he was. And I need to give him a chance to know, and others a chance to know what was really going on, what it was really like for me. Out of context, and I know you have a narrow focus given your law enforcement perspective. And that's important for what you do. It's important that those questions be answered, but it's important for me that those questions be answered in context. For any number of reasons, but I won't. But perhaps the most important reason, for my own family, so that they understand it. But if they're only getting part of the story, they're only getting the worst stuff. You know what's going to happen if and when all this stuff goes public. If all we did was just hit the who's and the whens and the body count, it's just going to be bad enough as it is. I won't beat around the bush with you anymore. I'm just tired, and I just want to get back and go to sleep.
Okay.
So let me just tell you, I know that part of what's buried up in there, but nothing identifiable. Probably just literally bones. The head, however, the skull, it wouldn't be there.
Where is it?
It's nowhere.
It's nowhere.
Well, I don't know. I'm not trying to be flippant. It's nowhere. It's in a category by itself. In that it was. Now, I just assumed this was something that you just can't. I don't know that I can see the headlines now, but.
Ted, there's not going to be any details. What you told me about Georgianne Hawkins isn't going to be known. I got parents out there that don't even want to know the details. But he wants to know, and I want to know for my own good.
Well, it was incinerated, and it was just an exception, a strange exception. But